Kiralee, the Labor Party in the UK is vowing to make misgendering a crime. What's going on?
Yeah, well, they're basically saying if you call a man a male who doesn't want to be called male or vice versa, that you can spend up to 2 years in jail. It is absolute lunacy. It is, it's received a lot of backlash on social media. J.K. Rowling said she'd rather sit in jail for 2 years than to bow the knee to that sort of nonsense.
Wow.
But it's already happening here in Australia, Lyle. I am facing 2 vilification charges for calling, for misgendering, calling men male. I don't think that's ever happened here in Australia before, so it'll be interesting to see how these cases unfold.
Yeah, absolutely, Kiralee. And I was going to mention your case. I'm glad it's not a 2-year jail term in Australia yet, but it's absolutely ridiculous that someone like you is even before these tribunals and apprehended violence orders for misgendering. And is there any update on your case, Kiralee? I know we've talked about it in recent months, but I know it's a long-running saga. It drags on. What's the latest in terms of your legal action?
Sure does. We have a hearing in November for one of the cases, and mediation failed with the other case, so that's gone to hearing in March next year. So, it's ongoing. It's very expensive, as you know, Lyle, and very stressful. So I will not back down. I will not be compelled to lie, and I will oppose these, accusations all the way to the very end.
Yeah, good on you, Kiralee. Look, I agree with you, and we're going to keep shining a light on this. We've obviously talked about other people that are facing similar action. My legal action is about to tick over into its 4th year since I was sued by these LGBTIQA plus drag queens for saying they're dangerous role models. You're in legal trouble for misgendering. It's just nuts. If we don't have free speech in Australia, we don't have a free country, and we've got to fight this. That's why we're here. But let's keep going. Kiralee, last week in the Parliament, I think we did mention this on the show last week, but there's been some further developments. Liberal Senator Alex Antic, a real champion, has introduced a bill into the federal Parliament, a private senator's bill. I believe it's got the backing of the likes of Malcolm Roberts and Senator Matt Canavan and Senator Ralph Barbet and possibly some other of those champions that we do have in the Senate. But this bill is to ban experimental gender conversion therapies on children. What do you think could be achieved through this?
Well, look, it's a completely reasonable, evidence-based bill. So, it's about protecting children from the harmful effects and the irreversible effects of things like puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones and surgeries for under 18-year-olds. We know that children can't consent to tattoos, to marriage, they can't vote. There's so many constraints we put on children to protect them and because their brains aren't fully developed. And this is the most logical, reasonable step that should have been taken a long time ago, quite frankly, by our parliamentarians. But thankfully, Alex Antic and others are stepping up now, seeing the irreversible and catastrophic harm that's being done to young people and wanting to put a stop to it.